Are you guys looking for the absolute best dash cam that money can buy? How about the best image quality that you can also have in a dash cam, as well as a driver's monitoring system that you guys that are doing Uber driving or Lyft or even fleet vehicle owners, if you're looking for that type of dash cam, stay tuned. I have the exact item for you guys. What is happening, Automotive Fanatics? It's Peter, your Automotive Fanatic, welcoming you to my channel for another product review. Those of you that have followed my channel for the last couple of years know that I do a lot of reviews on the BlackVue Dashcam setups. Recently, BlackVue was kind enough to send me one of their newest dashcam setups for me to take a look at, as well as to just kind of go over some key points of their setup. Now, the new dashcam setup from BlackVue, it's called the DR900X 2-channel plus with the DMS setup. Now, what is the DMS setup? It stands for Driver Monitoring System, and essentially it is the best setup that you guys can buy for a dash cam as well as a driver's monitoring setup. So that's what we're going to go ahead and cover today. The first thing that I wanted to go ahead and really do is just do an unboxing of the setup, tell you guys what's included, and then I'd like to go ahead and go over the main features that you're most interested in with this setup. And then I'd like to go ahead and wrap it up with just giving you my inputs as to what might be the worst part of the camera. So without further ado, my friends, let's go ahead, take a look at what's inside this box. Let's go ahead and dive into what is included in the DMS setup. BlackVue always does an excellent job of packaging their setup here. So here again is the name DR900X 2-channel DMS Plus. You've got your manuals for the DMC200. You've got the DR900X manual here, and this is going to be the DMC200. This is the unit that does the monitoring. And looking at it, it looks like you can mount it on your windshield like this. You can actually turn it around. So if you do mount it on the windshield, it'll be like this here. If you want to mount it on your dash, you can even do that as well. So just like that, that's going to be the monitoring system here. This is the DR900X, the front-facing camera. And this cigarette lighter is going to be what plugs into the 900X. That's your cigarette lighter. This is going to be the video cable that connects from the monitoring system to the dash cam. And all these are little accessories. It looks like there is a crevice tool. You've got an SD card, which is really nice, a bunch of 3M stickies, and actually a thumb drive for that the micro SD card. And this this setup here is going to be your hard wiring kit to the 900X, and then this is also going to be the power kit for the DMC200 monitoring system here. So very comprehensive package that BlackVue includes, and everything is essentially going to be included in the manuals on how to properly set it up. Now we'll go ahead and essentially dive into the main features that you guys are probably very interested in knowing about this setup. The first thing I wanted to take a look at was the DR900X. This is BlackVue's 4K Ultra HD sensor. It records essentially at 30 frames per second, and you've got a field view of approximately 162. Now, I actually reviewed this particular 900xPLUS series sometimes back, compared it to the older 900X non-plus, and you can definitely see the difference. I will include some footage for you guys to see as well. Here you have video coverage of the DR900S, which is again the 4K recording front, and as you can tell, you have plenty of light. Color looks good, the sky looks blue, ground looks good, and overall the picture quality is pretty good. Again, you've got good rendition of color. Let's go through the tunnel here, and you can see it's dark and then it's very bright. Looking at the speed signs coming up, overall pretty good picture quality for the 4K setup. Now you have switched over to the 900xPLUS, and you can immediately see the difference in image quality. Look at how much more saturated the sky is. That orange truck that we just passed is very orange. The building looks good. Again, image quality is far superior in this 4K setup of the BlackVue 900xPLUS. Moving on to the on-ramp here, the ground looks very clear, and once again the sky looks very saturated. So what did you guys think? There again is definitely a difference between the 900X and the 900xPLUS, which was this one. Great image quality with this particular 4K setup. And now the gist of the setup, the monitoring system. This is the DMC200. BlackVue likes to call this one, it has the interior AI camera, which does full HD at 1920 by 1080. So the picture quality that you're going to get is superb as well. Maybe not as sharp as 4K, but again, you're not comparing apples to apples or oranges to oranges. But as a full HD, the image quality on this one is going to be excellent. Now at nighttime, you do have infrared setup here so that you can record the interior and see it very well. I did want to go ahead and add with this particular sensor, it's the Sony Starvis sensor, which is one of the best, if not the best, dash cam sensor that you can have placed inside a dash cam. So no problems with image quality at all. Now I will say, in order for you to have this function, it has to be connected to a compatible dash cam such as the 900X. This, it'll power by itself with the power cable, but it's not going to record or send anything to the dash cam because again, there's no card here. All it really is, it's just a monitoring system that sends the video signal to your dash cam, where your dash cam has that internal storage through the SD card. Now, the main selling point or the feature that this DMC200 touts itself to do is to essentially monitor the driver. Now, it's a great tool for you Uber drivers, you Lyft drivers, and for truck drivers. This is going to be pretty much a component piece that you cannot live without, because it's designed with AI to determine if you're drowsy, if you are not paying attention. Now with COVID and such, if you're not wearing a mask, all that is detected with the AI. So it drastically helps out. Now with the infrared camera and it being an interior monitoring setup, for you Lyft drivers or Uber drivers, where you're going to benefit most is if for some reason a passenger complains about your driving, says that you did something, and you are saying that, hey, I didn't do what you are accusing me of. You've got proof right here when you have the internal cameras monitoring everything that you do. So again, for that aspect, great feature to have. I'll go back to the truck drivers because it does monitor. It helps you stay safe by detecting if you're drowsy, if you're unattentively driving. It sends signals and beeps and warnings that, hey, you know, you need to wake up or you need to keep your eyes on the road. So those are great features that this DMC200 provides you guys. Stepping back to the 900X, I wanted to run over an additional few features that makes this one of the best dash cams available on the market. Now, BlackVue introduced a feature called seamless pairing. And in a nutshell, what it does is it makes your pairing from the phone to this dash cam very seamless. And what I mean by that is prior, most dash cams, when you try to connect to it to set it up or to look at videos and such, you use your phone and then you have to input the SSID in as well as the password. And I'll just kind of use BlackVue as an example. Here is the little password and the SSID. So they're tiny. And when you're trying to punch it in on your phone, it can be a little more challenging to do. Now with BlackVue's seamless pairing, there is actually a feature that all you really do is you essentially, when you turn it on, you just wave your hand very close to a proximity sensor, and that sensor recognizes that your phone is by, and it pairs it up seamlessly. The other nice thing about the newer generations of BlackVue dash cams is they have native parking mode. And what is native parking mode? Parking mode is essentially just that. When you leave your vehicle, you can put your car into a parking mode where it is constantly recording the front, and if you have it set up with a rear camera as well, or in this case you've got the internal camera, it is recording while you're away from the vehicle. Now most manufacturers have something like that, but where BlackVue takes it one step further is it allows the parking mode feature to adjust, or it allows you to adjust the voltage as well as timing on how long the dash cam will work. So when you hardwire the dash cam to the vehicle, that's where you're going to take the most benefits from the native parking mode. Let's say you set your dash cam to record and you want it to turn off when it senses the voltage of the battery drops below, let's say 11.5. And the dash cam recognizes that, hey, the voltage is low, we're gonna stop recording the battery, or we're gonna stop recording any footage. And what that does is it ensures that you come back to a vehicle that you can still power up. A lot of dash cams don't have that feature. They've got native parking mode, but it continuously records, and what happens is it drains your battery or reduces your battery's life overall. So it's just not good. And for BlackVue to incorporate the voltage detection and timer, it's a big must to have when you are doing parking mode. One of the things that BlackVue offers to take this setup here to the very next level is their backup battery. It's called the B-124X, and it's about the size of this box here. I'd say it's about 8 inches by 6, and what its intended purpose is to allow your dash cam to plug into that battery pack and have up to 15 hours of continuous recording. It saves your vehicle's battery because when the dash cam and the interior camera is recording, it's just recording right off of that battery pack. Normally, again, if you are using the native parking mode, it's pulling from your battery and it gets to a point where it stops and you have no more coverage. But with that battery pack, it is truly a game changer. Now the way that it connects is you hardwire it to the car, and then when it senses that you're driving, it charges the battery, and then when you turn your vehicle off, it kicks right in and turns your dash cams set up to a continuous recording system. Now I personally have used them, and again, game changer, because I could always have that security knowing my car is protected pretty much all the time. Now the hours that I mentioned to you with the capacity at 15 hours, that is for a 2-channel. So if you're running a front, a rear, or in this case a front and an internal recording setup, you've got 15 hours. And typically that is enough for you to, let's say you go to work in the morning, you've got a full charge, you work 8 or 9 hours or 10 hours, you're getting a car, it's fully recording. You drive home 30, 45 minutes or whatever, and then you fully charge it up, and then when you go to sleep at night, your car is still recording. So it's a very nice setup to have. If you are essentially running a single camera, get this guys, the battery capacity is now increased to over 20 hours of recording. Granted, it's just the front dash cam that's recording, but it is truly a game changer. There are very few manufacturers on the marketplace that offer something like this altogether. So that is one huge step in taking this setup to the very next level. Now here is the next one that's also going to take this setup to the next level. Let me introduce you guys to the CM100. This is BlackVue's LTE connection device. It connects via micro USB. There's a SIM card in here that goes in here, and what it does is it gives your dash cam LTE coverage. The main advantage, and this is going to be for owners of fleet vehicles that is using the system, it will send notifications to the cloud. Or let's say I'm the boss of 5 different vehicles that is using this. They all have the CM100 LTE cellular setup, and one of my drivers has notoriously been known to fall asleep. I set it up, and I can be in the office and it alerts me that, hey, Billy Bob here is falling asleep quite frequently, and I can have a chat with him. So in that sense, it really helps you monitor remotely how your drivers are doing. So it really helps out. Now also, you can do remote access where, let's just say Billy Bob is doing a delivery and he leaves the vehicle somewhere from my desk. I just want to go ahead and see where the vehicle is. I can use the app, I can log into it, and I can see, okay, hey, his car is parked at such and such. Why is he taking a break at this time? He should actually be on the road doing some type of delivery. So it gives you remote access to where the vehicle is, and if you wanted to spy on the driver, you can actually do that as well. So those two features, the battery pack and the LTE CM100 setup, are going to be game changers for the Dashcam. Now that I have given you a general overview of the important aspects of this package, which again includes the DR900xPLUS as well as the DMC200 monitoring system, I wanted just to share with you what I think are going to be the positives as well as the negatives of the setup. As usual with BlackVue, one of the best things about them is the image quality. With the 900, you've got the 4K. With the DMC200, you've got that Sony Starvis sensor inside to provide stellar image quality. So you guys will not be disappointed with image quality. The other thing about BlackVue is their reliability. I have been running their products now for 5 years, and I have never had issues with my dash cam. They have always recorded when I wanted them to. They have never broken down for any reason at all, and that longevity kind of leads me to the next point about BlackVue. Because they have been around for such a long time, they have placed a lot of R&D into their products, and that leads me kind of to the third point: proven technology for BlackVue. They have the best technology out there for dash cams, and they are continuously refreshing or updating their technology to be even better. I've seen it as proof. One of the first 4K cameras that was made on the market was the DR900X. The image quality was excellent. I love that camera. And then they came out with the 900xPLUS. Just when I thought that the image quality couldn't be improved, BlackVue pretty much improved upon that. And I had showed you guys earlier the image quality difference. You can definitely see the difference between a 900 as well as a 900 Plus series. And pretty much all of their cameras now, the 720s, they have the Plus, which is their premier sensors that they're using. So those are going to be the positives if you decide to go with BlackVue. Now on the negative aspect, I had to really think hard to determine what I didn't like about BlackVue. The nice thing about having BlackVue providing me these products, they have always allowed me to tell what I think are negative inputs. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing about BlackVue is the cost. Yes, they are not cheap. They're probably more expensive than, I would say, at least 50% of what is out on the market. You get what you pay for with BlackVue. They have put tons and tons of funds into R&D, so they're providing you with stellar image quality. and a great product overall. So yes, you do pay a little more for BlackVue, but the return on your investment is huge. You won't be disappointed with BlackVue's products. And I say that from not even a reviewer's standpoint, but from a consumer's standpoint. I've used their products for years. I've been very happy with their products. Yes, hopefully I have provided you guys enough quality information on this setup here from BlackVue. Once again, it's the DR900xPLUS with the DMC200 Driver Monitoring System setup. For what it is a phenomenal setup that does what it's supposed to do. Now, if you have any questions about this particular setup, go ahead and post below, guys, and I'll do my very best to answer the questions that you have. If you guys have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel, as well as liking this video or any other video that I have on my channel. It truly helps with the YouTube algorithms so that people can come to my channel, and it truly means a lot to me as well, because you are supporting my channel and helping it grow. I personally love creating the content, and I'd like to continue to create more content for YouTubers so that you can check out what's important out there. As usual, my friends, again, thank you so much for the support of my channel and watching another video here. This is going to be Peter, your automotive fanatic, signing off until the very next time, my friends.